If you want some coins for the new Road to the Final promo, check out MMOXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're very fast, they're very cheap, they're very reliable, and if you use my code Rema, you can get 5% off your order. This supports the channel greatly, and I do very much appreciate it. So what's up guys, my name's Ash, and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video guys, I've got some custom tactics and player instructions for the most hyped formation in FIFA 23 right now. This is the 4-3-2-1. I guarantee you guys come up against people using this formation in like 10 out of 20 games, maybe even 15 out of 20. It's just that popular at the moment. Now, just before we get into today's video guys, I'd very much appreciate it if you could drop it a thumbs up, as that does really help with the YouTube search algorithm. Also subscribe to the channel if you are new so you never miss out on any videos like this one, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you are notified when a video is posted. And with all that aside guys, let's get right into today's video. So starting off with the custom tactics guys, for the defensive style I like to use balance. This is because it gives you the greatest control over your defense, where you're able to press when you need to press, and then you can drop off and be more conservative when you need to be. If you feel more comfortable using pressure tactics however, then go right ahead. Moving on to the width guys, I've currently lowered this to 38 because we actually make this formation defend in a 4-4-2, so we can afford to lower that defensive width even more to stay nice and compact, and at the same time we still have decent coverage of the wings for when your opponent does try and go down there. Now moving on to the depth guys, I've upped this from like 55 this week to about 60 because I noticed it was a little bit too deep and I was getting pinned back a little bit too much. So upping it to 60 means we've got a good middle ground where we're not getting constantly pinned back and we're not getting through balled either. So yeah, 60's been really good for me. Moving on for build-up play guys, we have balance. This is because it is the most suited for the most types of FIFA 23 gameplay you will experience. As you guys know, FIFA 23 gameplay is very inconsistent, so you can have fast gameplay, slow gameplay, fast but laggy. There's so many different varieties, so having this on balance really does suit you up for all the different types you might experience. Now moving on to chance creation guys, I do suggest using direct passing. This is because it's the only setting which will make your attackers move in the way that is necessary to create those chances. If you look at the diagram, you can see the white dots, which are your attackers. They're constantly moving around in a dynamic motion to break through that defensive line. If you look at something like balance, this really doesn't happen, so direct passing is super important. Now for attacking width guys, because this is a narrow formation, we have a more narrow width. So we have the width on 43. This is so we do keep a primary narrow shape, but at the same time our players aren't sitting on each other. We don't want to up the width too much, otherwise it behaves a bit like a 4-3-3 and we don't really want that. So I found a really nice balance in having this on 43. Now moving on to the players in box guys, I have this on 6 because I do like to get some players into the box so we can create chances, but at the same time I don't want to overcommit my entire team to the point where we constantly get counter attacks. So that's why I have this on 6, but you can change it if you like. As for corners and free kicks, I have these both on 1 because I don't really cross the ball from these set pieces anymore. I have a set piece routine or a corner glitch if you guys want to check it out that I found. It's in the top right hand corner of the screen, so you can see how I take my set pieces. Sorry to interrupt the video guys, but I just wanted to show you guys about FREECASH. If you use my link in the top right hand corner of the screen and ensure you are using my code VITALREMA when you sign up, you are able to earn lots of money basically for doing nothing. So you could play Raid Shadow Legends and earn $80, you could download TikTok and earn $2, or you can see what I've done is I've just made an account on Tide and I've got 23,000 coins, which is $23. So you can get coins basically for doing nothing, and then you can cash it out in pretty much anywhere you want, whether it be PayPal, Bitcoin, Litecoin, gift cards. So there's lots of things you can do with it guys, and if you do use my code, you will get 3 cases when you do sign up. That is if you earn $1, in which you can earn up to $250 in each case, so it is worth it. I may earn a small commission off of your earnings, but yeah, it's very minor, and obviously it does help support the channel. So I just wanted to show you guys this if you are looking to earn some extra money, and be sure to use my code VITALREMA, yeah, as that does support me greatly. Now, moving on to the players you want to use, guys, because this is a one striker formation, you do want to use a nice, well-rounded striker. So I'm using the World Cup Robbie Keane. You're going to want somebody that can do a bit of everything, maybe have a 5-star weak foot so they can shoot on either foot. You're going to want somebody that can dribble, obviously run, maybe have a bit of physicality, somebody that's a bit well-rounded, because you have to compensate for the fact that there is one striker instead of 2. As for the centre forwards, or the left forward and right forward, whatever you want to call them, I suggest using winger style players, players with skills, players that are quick. players that can pass, shoot, basically do a bit of everything. Those really good winger style players in these positions. You're not going to want to use somebody super clunky and somebody that can't pass, otherwise you might struggle to create something. Now in the left centre mid spot, we're going to use a more box to box midfielder, so I'm using the flashback Paul Pogba. You're going to want somebody with very well rounded stats, and if you can get a high work rate on them, then that is super beneficial, but don't worry too much. The high work rate is just a work rate you should aim for, but if you can't get it, don't worry about it too much. Now in the middle centre mid spot, we're going to want to use it more of a CDM, so somebody that's going to stay back, somebody that's got very good defensive stats, and if you can get it, a medium high work rate, because this is going to give you the maximum contribution in defense, and they're not going to be too bothered about going forward, so it works very well to have that balance. Now in the right centre mid spot, you're actually going to want to use an attacker. You're going to want to use somebody that's quick, mainly like a winger style player, because these are going to act as another attacker. If you're a little bit confused, don't worry, when we go to the player instructions, this should all make sense. So you could use somebody like Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, any of those types of players, Jairzinho for example. You're going to want to use a good attacker here. Now in the left back spot, I like to use a more attacking fullback, somebody that's good on the ball and somebody that can assist us in attack. And in the right back position, I like to use a more defensive fullback, somebody that's going to stay back and be defensively solid. This is down to preference, though. If you want to go for 2 attacking fullbacks or 2 defensive fullbacks, that is completely up to you. As for the centre backs and goalkeeper, you just need these to be as good as you can possibly get them. The most meta defenders are usually the ones that are very quick, have decent physical and a medium high work rate, so Maldini and Koulibaly fit the meta of this game perfectly. So for player instructions, guys, on the striker, I just have stay central. We have him on stay central because we don't want him drifting off into the wide areas. We need him to stay central and we need him to be in those striker positions. I don't suggest putting this player on getting behind since he is a sole striker. You don't want him feeling too disconnected from the rest of the team. So having him on mixed attack really does help with the build up with this formation, and it does allow for some really nice dynamic movements. Now for the right forward, the right centre forward, we have stay central and getting behind. Again, we have him on stay central because we don't want him drifting too wide like a winger. We need him to stay in those narrow areas as this formation plays out like that, and we have him on getting behind, so this player is consistently using his pace and making those runs to break through the defense, and this does work really well to create those chances. So getting behind, stay central on the right forward. For the left forward, we have default settings and come back on defense. Now the reason we do this is because, like I said, this is going to defend in a 4-4-2, so this is where the right centre mid is going to make sense now. So by putting this left forward on comeback on defence, Robbie Keane and Jairzinho are going to be the 2 strikers when we are defending. Di Maria is going to be the left mid, Pogba will be the left centre mid, Jorginho will be the right centre mid, and Chiesa will be the right mid. The reason we do this is because the 4-4-2 is a superior defensive formation and it's very difficult to break through, meaning this formation will be very good in attack and defense, which is perfect. Now for the left centre mid, the more box-to-box player, we have him on stay back while attacking and cover centre. We have him on cover centre, so he covers the central areas and he will defend as one of the centre mids in the 4-4-2. And we actually have him on stay back while attacking because we want to pick and choose when we send this player forward. Even though he's a box-to-box player, we don't want it to be too attacking. We don't want to get caught out all the time, so when we pick and choose when we send this player forward, it allows for more consistency and a greater balance. Now in the right centre mid spot, the middle centre mid spot, we have stay back while attacking, stay on the edge of the box for cross and cover centre. We have him on stay back while attacking because we don't need this player to go forward. He's a defensive player, he's there to break up the play and add defensive support. We have him on stay on the edge of the box for cross because let's say he ends up finding himself in the opponent's half in the attack, we want him to stay outside of the box, so if we lose the ball, he's there to pick it up. And we have him on cover centre, so again, like Pogba, he defends as one of the centre mids in this 4-4-2 thing we've got going on. Now in the right centre mid spot, for Chiesa for me, we have get forward, get into the box for cross and cover wing. We have get forward because, like I said, this is an attacker. We do need him to get forward, we do need him to assist us in the attack, and that is his sole purpose. He's not acting as a centre mid, remember guys. We have him on get into the box for cross, so when he does go forward, he makes those transitional runs into the penalty box to get more involved. If we have him on balance crossing runs, he won't really get involved and he'll be a bit of a passenger, so get into the box for cross, super important if you want to create those chances. defences. We also have him on cover wing, so he defends as the right mid in this 4-4-2 thing we've got going on. Now on the left back, my more attacking fullback, I have balanced attack and overlap. The reason we do this is because this formation is obviously quite narrow, so sometimes we need to get that extra width, especially against those good opponents, so we can play narrow and play wide at the same time. This makes us very unpredictable and gives us endless chances to create, and it works very well. The reason we send the left back forward is because, like I said, the right centre mid is our more attacking player, and then we've got like a box-to-box midfielder on the left which sometimes stays back, so it does have a bit of a balance. If we're to send the right back forward with the right centre mid, it might be a little bit too much on that side and we might get exposed, so I've kind of balanced it out, so one player on the left side always goes forward and one player on the right side always goes forward. That's just how it works for me anyway. We have him on overlap, so he's always making those overlapping runs to add the extra width, and he doesn't do those inverted runs because we don't need any more narrow players. On the right back, my more defensive player, I have stay back while attacking and overlap. This is so he stays back while default, and when we do trigger a run forward with him with L1, he will make the overlapping runs to add the extra width. So I hope that clears everything up, guys. On the centre backs and goalkeepers, we just leave them alone completely. But yeah, guys, they're my custom tactics and player instructions for the 4-3-2-1. If you guys have enjoyed or found this useful, I'd very much appreciate it if you could drop it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you are new so you never miss out on any videos like this one, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you're notified when a video is posted. And with all that aside, guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.